Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Rogers Kakasungura. It is a Saturday morning, a weekend, and I know a majority of you are relaxing at home. Those who are doing government jobs, Kaka, we're in the private sector, and we don't even know when Saturday came or a weekend or maybe a holiday. Before I proceed, I want to give you a news item that was aired yesterday by Citizen TV before we proceed.
The government will double the number of passports issued this year to at least 1 million compared to 533,000 that was issued last year as part of an ambitious drive to make it easier for Kenyans to access registration documents. Immigration and Citizen Services PS Julius Bitok said the government will also issue 3 million digital national IDs during the same period following the delivery of 2 new passport printing machines at Nyayo House. According to Bitok, the 2 new machines have a capacity to churn out 600 passports per hour, and its installation is expected to reduce the waiting time for passports to less than 14 working days. Speaking in Mombasa, Bitok added that in order to decentralize access to passports, permits and other services, the Directorate of Immigration will open new offices in Nyeri, Bungoma and Garissa. He also announced the investment in government-owned passport and border management systems to provide real-time data on the entry and exit of all travellers. Now, there are also plans to issue 1.2 million digital national ID cards to first-time applicants and 1.6 million duplicate IDs within 1 year in order to build onto the 733,000 Maisha cards it has issued so far. The statement from the PS states that in line with the presidential directive, the vetting of ID applicants in northern Kenya and other border regions as a prerequisite for registration will cease beginning next month.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a news item from the Immigration Office. Immigration Office is under the Office of the Internal Security, Minister of Interior. Ladies and gentlemen, in that clip, the government is bragging on how it has finally repaired a broken printer at Nyayo House. In the same video clip, the government is bragging on how it's going to print 600 passports in 1 hour. It is also bragging on how it is going to increase the issuance of passports per year from 533,000 to over 1 million. Now, that is a good move, and I applaud the Kenya Kwanza government. But Kaka, do you know that the real monster in Nyayo House is not even the printer? Are you aware of that? Sometimes there are things Kenyans you might not understand. There are things you might not be aware of. And I don't think even the government is aware. They might be aware, but again, because that is where they eat from, they choose to ignore. The real facts are the biggest monster at Nyayo House and other offices across the counties. If you have been in the office of Registrar of Births, if you have ever processed a passport in this country, you can agree with me that whatever I'm speaking here are facts. Let me expose to you the real enemy at Nyayo House and the county offices where birth certificates are being issued, passports are being issued. There is a language they use. Kama umewahi process birth certificate, kama umewahi process passport. Personally, I processed a passport. I have a passport. I have a valid passport, yes. I have processed birth certificates before. Let me tell you, Kenyans, There is a language these officers use. Unaenda kwa ofisi ya registrar but unaambiwa, ndugu samahani, ni kama vitabu vya kufanya printing vimeisha na itabidi usubiri takriban ya miezi 4 hivi, lakini kama unataka certificate urgently, mimi nitakusaidia. Kuna karatasi kamoja kalisalia, lakini utatoa shilingi 600. That is the language. If you've ever been in any kama umekuwa katika ofisi yoyote ya kupeana hizo vitu, you can agree with me that is the language. And they convince you. Anakwambia, unajua, let me tell you my brother, mimi nimekaa kwa hiyo ofisi nimefanya miaka mingi. Serikali haina vitabu vya kuprint birth certificates. Haina, zimeisha. Hata sisi ukituona hapa tumetulia. Hakuna. Lakini ukipeana kitu kidogo, wanakuambia, unajua, kuna karatasi moja imebaki, mimi nitakusaidia, lakini najua hii Kenya utatoa tu shilingi 600 peke yake. Ndugu, within 1 hour umepewa birth certificate. Yes. The real monster at Nyayo house is not even the broken machine. No. Shida katika ofisi za kiserikali za kupeana passport na vyeti vya kuzaliwa ni ufisadi, corruption. Hawa watu wanapenda murungura. Hawa watu wanapenda kitu kidogo. Hawa watu wanapenda kupewa pesa. Tutangoja. You know, we're in this country, and we know how things are going. Ndio, mumesema mumereplace printer. Ni sawa, hatukatai. That is a good move. Mumesema mtakuwa mkiprint 600 passports per hour. Ni sawa. There's no problem. But let us start counting days. Mutaona tena malalamishi pale Nyayo house. Wacha kitulie. Kenya Kwanza is now bragging of delivering a printing machine. Ni sawa, hatukatai. But the real problem in these offices is not even printers. The real problem is Wakenya wanapenda kitu kidogo. Period. Immigration office needs a tough mind like Matiang'i. Sio hawa wa soprano hawa hawawezi, hawa makatero hawawezi. Birth certificates hata hapo nje unapata kuna brokers wa kukusanya hizo applications. Brokers, leta 200, leta 300, leta 100. Anasanya. Akienda huko ndani, kumbe wanajuana na mtu, anamchotea kitu kidogo, wana print hizo haraka, wanapeana. That's the business that is going on in these offices. Hakuna kitu kingine. Wakenya ni wangapi you are watching me right now? Umepeana hongo ya kuprint birth certificate kwa immigration office. Sio kwa kupenda, lakini kwa sababu maybe you urgently needed it. But because the officers, they are corrupt and they can't print for you for free, you were forced to give kitu kidogo. Wangapi mnanitazama? Mumepeana shilingi 100, shilingi 200, mpaka shilingi 600. Mumepeana katika ofisi ya immigration. Wangapi? How many? If you're watching, you can comment here. Watoto wetu muko ngambo mwenye mlikuwa mna process passports, kwa sababu you urgently needed it. Mulipeana pesa ngapi ku process? Hongo tupu. Hii mnasema 600 hii, it's impractical. That is in your dreams. Ni sawa, I'll tell Bitok. PS. Ni sawa mumesema, but let me tell you facts. Hii 600 mnasema hii ni yenu. Lakini wale watu mumeajiri katika ofisi ya immigration pia wako na namba yao. They will be issuing 50 per day. Nini umesema 600? But watakuwa wanapeana 50 ama 100 kulingana na wale wamelipa kitu kidogo. Mnasema mtakuwa mnaissue na 1 million from 530. Watakuwa wanaissue even watapeana hata 400,000. Because huko hakukaliki, hakupitiki kama hauna kitu kidogo. Those are facts. Hawezi nitoa, you cannot erase, and that is the reality in this country. God bless you, ladies and gentlemen. See you in the next video. Asanteni sana.